YouTubers, Dan the Man in the Neon Man Cave. It's been a while since I made a video, so it's about time. And today we're going to talk about bargain basement guns. The economy being as bad as it is, a lot of the people I talk to don't have the money to spend, but I'm going to show you what you can do and what you can get if you put a little bit of effort in. Now, you might want one of these. You might want one of those. I do. But that's not going to be bargain basement. Still, maybe something to shoot for. You might want one of these. One of those. But that's not going to be bargain basement. But that's something to shoot for. But what you might be able to afford is, maybe you got $100. You got one of those. And that's all you got, one of those. So you might think that there's not much you can get for $100. $100 nowadays, take your wife and your kids to dinner and it's gone, if you're lucky. That's like pizza and a movie and history. That 100 is gone. So I want to show you a couple things that I've been able to get for less than $100. Things that you could use for survival, things that you could use for home defense. Just if you think that you can't afford to have something to protect yourself, or in case of emergency, you might be wrong, and it takes a little bit of effort, but I'm going to show you. So we'll start right now with this guy right here. Now, this is not something that you'd probably want to have to use for home defense, but it's a shotgun, and it is only a single shot shotgun, 20 gauge, shoots those. I make slugs out of these, and they're pretty deadly. Pretty close to a 12 gauge ballistic wise, but that's a really reasonably priced. I bought that for $40, this gun. And you might say, I don't see them for $40. Well, it didn't look like this. But with about, I don't know, hour and a half of sanding and refinishing, and then I hit this with some cold blue, and it actually looks pretty decent. It's not bad, and if that's all you got is $40, I'd rather have that than nothing. That'll take down a bird, and if you put a wax slug in it, it'll take down more than that. So that's a $40 gun. So all you have to do is look around online, talk to people. If you're involved with guns, talk to gun people, and you'll find out they got those sitting around. So that's a $40 gun. Here's another one. This is a Winchester. And again, this took a lot of cleaning up, but this is just a little bolt action Winchester 22, and it didn't really look like that. I did some work to that, but it wasn't hard work, and it wasn't anything you couldn't do with a little bit of stain. I sanded off the finish and just left it, and it looks like stainless steel. Sanded off the trigger guard, so everything looks pretty nice. And this thing really shoots nice. This was $50. That's a $50 gun. And as everybody knows, if all you have is a 22, it's one of the most effective rounds there is. So there's a $50 gun. So really, if you got one of those, you could maybe have both of those for $100. Another one, just finished this guy. This is a Coltier, and this is if you don't like the bolt action, this is a semi-auto Coltier, 16-inch barrel, and I got that for $50. And it didn't look like that either, but it, sanding, a little bit of stain, and some spray paint, and you got a pretty nice Coltier, 22 caliber, holds 15 rounds. So that is another $50 gun. So that's 3 examples of small caliber guns for under 100. None of these were over $50, and I put some work into them, so takes a little bit of work, but there you go. There's another $50 gun. Now, here's my favorite $50 gun. This didn't look like this. Grab the stock right there. Some guy pulled off the original stock, and he had it in this thing. It looks like a big, I don't know, looks like a turd. But he chopped off the original stock, and it was sitting in that, and they ended up cutting off the barrel bands. This is a Wesson M44. I ended up buying this for $50. I did have to buy a stock, and that was 39 bucks. So I'm still under $100 on this. And truth be told, I have a lot of Mosins that, and again, not loaded. The trigger on this one, that might be the best trigger that we got. So that's the M44, and again, 50 bucks for that guy. And some work, and I purchased the stock online for 39. And you got another gun in this, of course. If you're familiar with the Mosins, I'm sure you are, shoots that. That's a real bullet. So Russian, but 7.62 by 54 rimmed, but very similar to the 30-06. So hunting, man stopping, shoots those. Loaded off of stripper clips like that, 5 at a time. And the ammo is cheap. Get 440 rounds for about 120 bucks. And I want to see you try and shoot 440 rounds out of that. Your shoulder will be dead. So that's an M44, and again, started out at 50, ended up under 100, and there's another $100 gun. Okay, moving on. This I actually bought for exactly 100, and it didn't look like that. And again, recurring theme. You know, you put a little bit of work in, and my son and I did this together. It's an M38, same as the 44 without the bayonet. That's about a $9 pad, just so it doesn't kill your shoulder. But take a look at that. That's a nice $100 rifle right there. And again, shoots the same round you just saw. Same round as the big Mosins. So again, under 100 bucks. That's, we got 5 rifles under 100 bucks. Traded a $50 Arisaka to get one of these. That's the regular sized Mosin Nagant 9130. This one I think is this Tula or Izvisk? I think it's a Tula. Yeah, this is a Tula. But I traded up, and again, started out with a $50 Arisaka, Japanese surplus rifle. Traded it for one of these, and I mean, this thing is accurate out to, geez, we hit with this up to 500-600 yards with iron sights. So that's another $100 gun. As you can see, if you put a little bit of effort in, and what you're going to have to do is go online and look around at your gun shops, talk to people, make friends, learn a little bit about woodworking. It's easy. I've got some video that you could check out. But with that Mosin, if you're lucky, you get a bayonet, comes with it. You might get the ammo pouches, and we keep them loaded, but this holds your oiler, you can put your stripper clips in there. If you did need to go out somewhere, these are really handy to have around. So, not bad having a bayonet. It's always nice to have a bayonet. Okay, and I've got a couple more Mosins here that were all inexpensive. But all of those, and we've gone through 6 rifles now, and all of those were at 100 or under 100 bucks. So there's no reason why you can't have something to either protect yourself or hunt with. There's really no reason if you just look around and see what's out there. Okay, and there you'll also find, you know, the gun community is a lot of cool people. I met a lot of nice guys that, like me, they're veterans, they're gun guys, and they'll give you a square deal. And over time, my son and I, we've met guys that we've seen over and over again. I've done some work that I could for them, and you end up making friends. And most gun people tend to be pretty good people. So moving on from the rifles, you know, it's kind of difficult to start trying to find handguns for 100 bucks, but if you really look and you're really thrifty, you can do it. This is my favorite find. I actually traded a Mosin Nagant that I got for, I want to say, 80 or 90 bucks, and 100 rounds of Mosin ammo, which was literally about 30 bucks worth of ammo, and a drum that I got in a trade, a 75 round AK drum that I'm never going to use or need. I'm not a drum guy. So I traded that off. So really, what we were at with that was about 100 bucks. And he had this, and this was rusted, and this was terrible. But this is a pre-Model 10 Smith & Wesson. Pre-Model 10. They call it a combat masterpiece. And this was in bad shape. This thing was rusted. It was carried by a policeman for 20 years. But again, this is a $100 handgun. This is the 38 special. I wish it was a 357, but it's a 38. Some people whine about the 38, but I found it to have enough power to, I wouldn't want it when someone's shooting it at me. So that is a combat masterpiece, and I've spent several hours polishing that and gone in and cleaned it really well. But if you put the work in, if you looked at this when I got it, you'd have thought this thing was history. Needed full re-nickel job, but this is just hand polishing and then a little bit of Dremel. But take a look at that. You know that's sweet. So you can't hate that, man. So that really about maybe $120 gun right there. Whoever did the trigger job on that too, it's 1 pound, pretty nice. So that's a 38 special. That's a $100 handgun. Now, for home defense, if you needed something for your house, this is something I just got. Now this is not a $100 gun, but this is a brand new Ruger SR45. And I know Glock, Sig, I know all about them. I've had plenty of them. But this is more of an affordable American-made handgun. And I just got this now. I won't lie, I got a $200 Crimson Trace on it. But even without that, this is a solid, really solid handgun. 45 caliber. It's not even broken in. It's not even, boy, that's not even broken in yet. So I paid $350 for that. And I know brand new in the stores, they're probably in the low fives. But this is from a guy who just wanted to get rid of it, and I wanted it. So 350 bucks, it's hard to beat that. These will last forever. It's not a Sig, but then again, you know, it's American made. You know Ruger's name, it's solid. And if you want to throw a laser on there, that doesn't hurt. I kind of like this one. But that's just kind of my idea of if you're going to spend a little more and you can afford one home defense handgun, 45 is always a good choice. It's my favorite handgun round. It's always a good choice, and that's not gonna fail you. Don't need to do much to it. You just shove a mag in it and go. So that's the Ruger SR45. So just trying to show you that you really don't need to have a lot of money, and if you like to barter and trade, and you've got maybe a lot of ammo. Everybody wants ammo. You can make trades that really benefit you. And what I thought was like so good of it, one of my better trades in a long time was for this. And I thought, wow, man, I got such a good deal. Well, the guy who took the Wesson was loving it. He was real happy to have it. This was just an ugly, rusted gun that was sitting in his house. And now he's got a Wesson that he shoots. He's got a drum for his AK, and he's got a bunch of ammo. So both of us benefit, but you can find that you can get off pretty cheap. And to me, that's one of the best. For really under $100 to have something like that, that's fine for home defense. It's going to be fun at the range. The ammo is readily available. I think I paid, what did I pay? 15 bucks at Walmart for 50 rounds of 38 special. 15 bucks. So, it's not like the 70s, but still it's affordable to shoot. And then that 20 gauge single shot, these were 6 bucks. You can get 100 rounds at Walmart of 20 gauge birdshot for 19 bucks and make your slugs and do what you need to do. So just wanted to show you a few of the cheap choices. If you can't afford one of those, then you might want to get one of these. Cheapest gun you'll ever find. $40 shotgun, and you're eating chicken for dinner. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be putting out more videos. If you just got one of those, you can get one of those. So don't give up. Dan the Man,